Divine Mother,
Heavenly Father,
friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Balaji Krishna, Lady Masha, Swami Shri Yukteswar, our beloved Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, we humbly bow to you. Great Masters, we thank you for your presence in our lives. Help us to deepen our attunement with you, that we may share your love and joy with everyone. I'll play another chant. This one is, I can't think of one word of it. Thousands of suns and moons from thy body do shine, who tells me thou art dark. We'll take that into meditation, and we can meditate for about 10 minutes. And then after that, I'll speak a little bit, and Benji will speak a little bit. We'll have the reading. We'll come out of meditation. I'll invite you up for the reading. And we'll end this with Narati. So all of it with Narati. So let's see if we can find this.
today's affirmation is on alertness. Swamiji writes it as, there are two currents in life. One takes us downward towards unconsciousness, the other upward towards cosmic consciousness. The first is an impulse born of the sense of past familiarity. Life, like a lotus, evolves out of the mud of lower consciousness towards the light of divine awareness. Subconsciously, we imagine ourselves comfortable with the stages we have traversed so far, but we are not always so ready for the adventure of further growth. The second current in life is the soul's impulse. We cannot find happiness in turning back towards the mud. Fulfillment lies only in reaching up towards perfect divine awareness. To achieve it, we must be alert in everything we do. For in the flow of increasing wakefulness lies the joy we all are seeking. So I'll just read affirmation once and then we can all do it together. I'm awake, energetic, enthusiastic. I give my full alert attention to everything I do, knowing that in absolute consciousness I shall find God. I'm awake.
I'm awake,
Energetic. Enthusiastic. I give my full alert attention.
I give my full alert attention
to everything I do. Knowing that in absolute consciousness I shall find God. Slower. I'm awake. Energetic. Enthusiastic. I give my full alert attention to everything I do. Knowing that in absolute consciousness I shall find God. Now in a whisper, I'm awake, energetic, enthusiastic. I give my full alert attention to everything I do. Knowing that in absolute consciousness I shall find God. I'm awake, energetic, enthusiastic. I give my full alert attention to everything I do, knowing that in absolute consciousness I shall find God. So the prayer goes as, let me pray always with alert, awake attention to thy listening presence, knowing that thou dost hear the merest whisper of my thoughts.
Thank you, Monica. It's been such a joy to be here this week, and I've really enjoyed it, and all of it, the meditations and everything. And I want to speak actually today on how we can bring our meditations, what we learn, Kriya, that joy, that peace that we find on the inside, how we can bring that out into daily life. And this reading was really just talking about that, of how we can learn to increase our concentration so that whatever we're doing in life, we can do it very well and with concentration. After this satsang, we'll talk about Kriya and how it needs to be done with concentration in order for it to be effective. But we begin to learn that whatever we're doing, whether it's meditation or if it's some activity, if we concentrate, we can do it really well. And meditation, even Hausa itself, can teach us so much the power of concentration. You know, once Swamiji, when he was writing his Bhagavad Gita, I was there with him, many others were there, and he would call us, have us read a chapter that he was working on, whatever. It was very beautiful. And let's see, he wrote 10 pages a day. So in 60 days, he wrote 600 pages. He never missed one day, and he always wrote those 10 pages. And he had many guests coming, and no matter what happened, even if he didn't get to sit down until 1 in the morning or whatever, he would write those 10 pages. And I was flabbergasted by this, because he was always churning out, here's a new chapter, come and read, and what do you think, our feedback. By the way, on that one, he had been waiting his whole life because Master told him that he should do editing. and he was waiting his whole life to get the manuscript from SRF, and it never came. And then he got this understanding that Master, he had a dream, and Master told him, don't forget the possibility of a skylight, which meant go into super consciousness and remember what I said about the Bhagavad Gita. And then so Swamiji embarked on this journey. And he'd been afraid of it his whole life also. He thought it would be something that might take him, like, 5 years to write or something like that, even if he had the manuscript. But anyways, he just churned this thing out in 60 days. So we had a satsang with him, and I kind of just blurted out, I don't know, but I said, it's a miracle that you could just do this, so well. And he kind of shyly, and then he said, but I found that I can banish the illusion of time if I just concentrate. And I've been meditating on that ever since, on how can it be that, how can we banish the illusion of time? But I think we all sometimes feel it sometimes. If we get really joyful, it feels like time just goes like that. If we're really sad, it seems like it's dragging on and on and on. But there's other times where we just have a job to do. I met a pilot one time, and they have stressful lives. They're always like, and so he told me sometimes I have 9 minutes to eat or whatever. And if I look, no, I have 9, but if I just stay calm and I just eat, then I can get it done in that amount of time. And it wasn't so much the eating thing that was conveyed in this little interaction we had together. It was the way that he said that if you just get calm, even if you don't have enough time, some grace can come. You just focus on what needs to be done, and it can happen. And so we can learn all kinds of wonderful things, really, inside in meditation. And it's our job to learn how to take what we learn there in meditation and bring it out into the world and stay calm and stay focused and learn how to do great things. One of my favorite books of Swamiji's, interestingly, speaking about time, is called The Time Tunnel. And he wrote it as a children's book. But I believe that time tunnel actually is our own spine. And as we learn how to get inside, we can learn how to do amazing things with that. But he wrote in there, one of the characters says to another character, I'm so happy to see that you're working out of your own self-limitations. And when I read that, I thought, wow, every limitation I have, I've put that on my own self, saying I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or I certainly can't do that, or whatever. And that it's only my own self that's really done that. Yes, it's through many lifetimes that we've grown up, as the reading said, out of the mud of subconsciousness and not really having the ability to do much. But then as we grow and we grow, we begin to think, yes, I can do this. No, I could never do that. I told some people here, Swamiji said, Shankara, go join the choir. No, Swami, no. And yes, okay. And I was terrified of it. And he would do things to me. There was a time in Los Angeles, there's 4 people in America. They're like professional choir people. I mean, they really, you could just tell them, hi, welcome, come. You could tell them, just take this piece of sheet music and just play it. And they'll just play it. Or you could tell them, just sing it. And they're the type, no, I think that was a D, or no, that should have been a C. And for me, I don't have a clue what I just heard, whether that was a C. There's even pieces of music I play today where I cannot hear the difference. And so I know I'm supposed to play a different note, but I can't even hear that it's different. I just memorize and look at the music and make sure I'm actually pressing the right one, but I actually can't hear that. Anyways, with these 4 professional ones in Los Angeles, Shankar, get up there, go sing. I didn't even know the song.
Oh
And I look at, and I'm like, how embarrassing is this? There's like 4 people who are every single note just perfect. Here, I don't even know the song. So I got up there, I was so quiet. I mean, whatever a note I might think was right, I sort of kind of did it. But I made sure I certainly did not sing super loud, you know. It was clear that I shouldn't do that. But in it, I was so happy I said yes. Because then, and Dharmadas also, come up here. All right, I'm going to do the harmony, you do the melody. What's the difference? I don't even know what to do. And I would just pray, okay, if you better please sing something through me. And sometimes it would turn all right, sometimes it would turn out okay, sometimes I was very quiet. But more than anything, it's not like I've turned into some professional musician or something through all of this. That I just gained the, it'll turn out okay. I've also gained the, if I have to stand up here and I look like a fool and everybody knows it, okay. I mean, who do I think I am anyways? What is this ego that all of us have? It is this little bit of a fool that we think is so important and we're so different from everyone else and we have to protect this thing, but not really at all. And it's just God who's doing everything. Of course God is going to make mistakes through us. God is going to do things properly through us. It's our job really to just kind of watch and try to steer the show the best we can to become better people and try to work ourselves out of this labyrinth of self-definitions that we've just piled upon ourselves. The more of these self-definitions that we pile upon ourselves, the heavier the load gets. And we just get like we're walking through life and it's just, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. But the more we think, oh God, you don't want to put me in this mess, you want me to do this, okay. Give me the strength, give me the understanding, I'll just try to have a cheerful smile no matter what. And that God will always give us the strength to accomplish whatever it is if He really wants us to do it. And if we're in some grand mess in life, He always has to give us the strength to come out of that. He puts us in these things in order that we get, in the beginning we get stronger in ourselves. Like, oh, now I can do this, now I can do that. But in the end, we get stronger in master. Like, well, I can't do that. But if you ask me to, well, okay, you come and show me how to do it. And then that becomes so beautiful. And then eventually, we also take that back into our meditation. Because in the beginning, I couldn't meditate for 5 minutes. I could not do it. And it made me feel terrible about myself. Because, you know, I had this diploma on my wall from this grand university, and pretty much anything I'd set out to accomplish in life, somehow I did it. I didn't know about willpower and energy, but okay, I had those things from past lives. And now suddenly, I realize that I want something more than these outward accomplishments, and that I want God, I want inner peace, joy, end of all sorrow, okay. Find the book Autobiography of Yogi, okay. The way to do it is go within and learn meditation, okay. All right, Hong, all right, I'll see. And I couldn't do it. I would Hong, my mind, oh my God, I've been sitting here thinking about lunch and pizza and bank account and this. Oh my God, people knew how terrible it meant. Okay, all right, I'm gonna come back. Oh, my knee hurts, oh. And I would just get up after 5 or 10 minutes and just think, I can't do this. And it made me feel terrible about myself because I felt I could do anything. And then it was like, oh, I can't do this. This is really, really hard. And I thought I was in charge of myself. I can do anything. I'm not in charge of my mind. It's running all over the place. I'm not even in charge of my physical body. I can't even make it sit still when I want to. And I had to take some outside power of someone who had been meditating for a long time, who could show me, it is possible. And I sat next to him. I was only still because I didn't want to disturb his meditations. That was the only thing that made me still. It wasn't because I was some deep meditator. And somehow through his magnetism, okay, I could sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, and on and on. And then you begin to realize that even someone who is a deep meditator, it's not that ego that you're drawing on, oh, whoever. It's that you're feeling that peace channel through them, that they're being a peaceful channel for God, and that you're drawing on that. And then in time we also want to go deep in meditation, so that in meditation we can also give to others. And back and forth this will go in meditation and out in our lives of Seva. And it will come that we find so much joy on the inside that we just feel that we just must share this with other people, no matter what it takes. Swamiji literally had two desires in life. One was to find God, and the other was to help other people find God. And literally, he didn't have any other desires. And that might seem so weird, of like, but it's because I want idli for breakfast that I wake up and I go do this and that. And if I didn't, then I would just kind of sit there and be lazy. And yes, it's better to be active than to be lazy. And it's okay to have desires. But in the beginning, take those desires and think about, is this desire really serving me? Is it really bringing me happiness? And we'll begin to realize that we have lower desires and we have higher desires. And that we can get rid of some of those lower ones. And it's not enough to just push those lower ones to the side. You'll sit there in meditation and you'll think, but I really want, whatever that is. You can fill in the blank. Hopefully you burned it up here this morning. You can take that, whatever, that lower desire and say, it's no longer serving me. It doesn't work. What can I replace it with a higher desire? And we can become better people when we do higher things. And then eventually this all just starts leading towards meditation's good. It's a good desire to sit down and meditate longer and longer. It's a good thing to read spiritual books and attune our consciousness to Master's consciousness. And we will want to do that, and that will grow inside of us. And then the more we serve, the more we meditate, eventually we work out our desires, either outwardly or inwardly through Kriya, or as we evolve enough, saints will come and they will say, boy, you got a lot of problems over there, buddy. I'll help you out with it. And they'll come and they'll take on some of your karma and they'll help uplift you, and you'll begin to see there's a vast amount of God's power helping you in all kinds of different ways that you could never even imagine. And eventually too, we will get to that state like Swamiji, where we only have those two desires, to find God and to help other people find God. And I'm ending on that because I already went much longer than I anticipated. Would you please talk to us for a few minutes and then we'll end around 10. Yeah.
I'm not so used to speaking standing.
You can sit and stand.
Shankarji said, if you are given a challenge, accept it. So I accept the challenge and I will do it. So, as Shankarji said, the topic today is bringing Kriya Yoga into our daily life. So I remember my early days of Ananda, and this topic was a very hot topic, and practically every senior member of Ananda spoke on it. First time I heard was Jyotishan Deviji, then I heard many others. So when I used to hear this topic, Kriya Yoga in daily life, because I was so fresh and I was so new, and I would always think the topic has two parts to it. The first is the Kriya Yoga, and then daily life. Meaning, I should get up, I should meditate, do that part well, and then live my life, daily life, that is my work, home, and do that properly. It took me a long time to understand the topic is Kriya Yoga in daily life. Bringing the experiences of Kriya and let them flow into my daily life seamlessly. What I experience in Kriya, the peace, the joy, the presence of the divine, some higher qualities we all experience. And those higher qualities are not meant for my spot of meditation only. They must take a manifestation in everything that I do. If somebody has taken the credit for the report that I wrote in the office, I should be able to deal with it peacefully and not start standing on my desk and yelling, oh, that is I did it. Because the corporate world is I did it. So I started understanding that part. Yogananji said, the spiritual life and our outward life, the which must pull that card harmoniously, peacefully, in tandem with each other. As Shankaraji said, the interesting part of it is that if one is harmonious, the other is automatically harmonious. If the things that we are doing in our lives are disturbed, and if they are bringing an agitated effect in our lives, if the life is too outgoing, watching movies or having a great time with a friend sitting in a bar, and then you come and sit down to meditate, you can't, because the two have been so different. So there is a balance, there is an integration in these two lives that we must practice. The interesting part of the Kriya Yoga is that it starts transforming us. We don't realize, but every time we do one Kriya, it makes a difference. It creates an elevation within us. There's a story of a Chinese story of a bamboo tree. It's a story, but it has a significance. So, in China, they planted the seeds of the bamboo tree, and they watered it for a year regularly, gave the manure, did everything perfectly, and nothing happened. They're looking around here, there, any sprouts coming, nothing happened. Second year again, regularly, with all that devotion and sincerity, but nothing sprouted. Third year, same thing, nothing happened. Fourth year, nothing happened. And we were wondering what's happening here, and everything. And then in the fifth year, within 2 weeks, came a bamboo shoot 90 feet tall. So what happened all this time, friends? 4 years, the bamboo shoot seeds were preparing themselves. They were laying the foundation for the huge big tree to come up. That time was not wasted. But we couldn't see it with our physical eyes. Same thing happens with the Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga may show its results outwardly, maybe in more than 4 years. It may take longer. The technique is so subtle. But friends, as I mentioned, one single Kriya is purifying us eternally. There is a magnet within us which is becoming stronger and stronger. We are laying a foundation for a higher life. There is no other way, because the Kriya Yoga is calming us, calming our wrong tendencies. We are laying a foundation. So, the Kriya Yoga lays a path for us for a higher life, very subtly, but is certainly and surely does that. If you look at Yogananji said that Kriya Yoga is a scientific method of meditation, and it is like an aeroplane ride. And what happens in that aeroplane? Our body is the aeroplane. Our body is the aeroplane, and the Guru is the pilot, and our devotion is the fuel for that flight to take place. And that's how the Kriya Yoga works. Sister Gyanamata said that our meditation is not tested in the meditation room. You sit there, each one of us will say, at the end of the meditation, it was joyful. Maybe it was joyful because it was deep, or maybe it was joyful because the meditation time is over and I'm done. But at the same time, she said, the meditation is tested in the in the bold day of life, when we are in the midst of the challenges, and how are we responding to those challenges, that is what shows how strong is our sadhana is. And when the Kriya Yoga is transforming us within us, our reactions to the situations start changing, our relationships start changing, we start discriminating. Well, this relationship is worth it, and this one is not truly worth it. Why am I spending so much time over here? I need to be spending more time over here. In the public life, all our time after the office is over, before going home, let's go have a chai. It was all the time chai. But when Ananda came into the life, not that I had to do it, but because the call of Ananda, Gurgaon Center or Delhi Center was much stronger than the call of the child. And it started changing. There was more joy, there was a more lasting joy. So friends, we should try and integrate what we learn in our Kriya Yoga practice and not think this is one part of my life is done, now I'm entering into the second phase of my day. Integrate them seamlessly. The experiences of the Kriya Yoga must flow in our daily lives, in our relationships. Just let me see if I missed a few. One last point, Sister Gyana Matas, she says, people look for spiritual progress in meditation, but the reality is the spiritual progress is tested in our daily lives. In the spiritual path, inner life and outer lives, they are interwoven. Effect of one comes on the other, and the effect of the other comes on the first one. So friends, live life in harmony with Kriya Yoga, with meditation, and the outer world.
So now invite Radhanati. Please, you can do the arati here. Oh, please. And Priyanka, you could chant. I wish you.
We can start.
Yes, and you must.
Shri Ram